like so. And this chai really gnaws on your teeth. Pain goes away when you drink it. A lot of sugar in there. Alright, so I need to call this somewhere, otherwise the code won't be initialized. And I don't want to call it in the instance call. I probably want to call it in the view controller somewhere. So there is a view did load probably. Yeah? So right here, right before the audio engine goes nuts. No, I can even do it before audio engine. This is when I do games, two of these. Game state instance populate level. Hopefully this doesn't happen twice. I'm pretty sure it doesn't ever happen again. Fill the level with entities. Yeah. Let's try that. Oh, you know what? The indentation level is going to be all wrong now. So we just go and fix it. This is kind of stuff that, yeah, there we go. Alright, so that should build. Yeah. Good. Let's restart the app. When you debug stuff, sometimes it gets stuck in, you know, it doesn't quit. Which kind of sucks, but it just takes a while. I'm gonna rerun. Here's what we get. I see neither a belt nor a slider. Oh wait. Well, that's interesting. I don't know where the sliders went. Oh yeah. I forgot you have to touch things before the sliders appear. Because some of the effects don't have parameters, and some do. This is interesting. I'm going to play with this for a little while. Because this makes sense to me visually, actually. You know, because you have the controls on the top. This is actually interesting. Fuck up. Controls on the bottom. Buttons on the top. That fixes the problem of having all your stuff squished together. There was one other proposal I was interested in. Not proposal, but just mock-up. So let me see how to get on the camera. This one right here. Yeah. See, the sliders are connected to these vertical triangle things, which is not unlike our current design. It's just vertical. If you have a design like this, I wonder if we could just have them pop up the sides. Because that right now we're not using the sides at all. I was going to add this accelerometer based wah-wah effect, but I'm now leaning against it because it's such a doesn't fit in the rest of the design very well. Let me just play with this. That might actually be cool. For some reason I hadn't thought about putting things on the bottom. I'm not sure even why this one's on the bottom now. I never showed you a slap reverb animation. This one took a little bit of time. Slap reverb is very similar to echo, so the animation is also very similar, but it has this trail that has transparency, uses blending from the alpha values. Yeah, well that was a fun one to write. Let me think. I do feel a lot more free like this because what do you say? Having the division between top and bottom buttons just makes my thumb feel more free to wobble around without pressing 5 different buttons at the same time. I will have to change the shooting thingamabob. Anyway, first I'll consider this as an option. I really like it, just from my initial impression of it. But I'm not sure, maybe the design like we had here also looks good. Let me mock it up really quick. So, yeah, the problem with this one is you have 3 things that use your finger, your thumb, which mine is kind of clumsy, and they're all packed into the same space. So the alternative is something like this, and then this new design that I'm talking about uses the iPhone like this: top buttons, bottom buttons, and side for sliders. Could be like, what should it be like that? As it goes up, there's more. Of course, sliders aren't the only thingamabob. And then there's a slider, and there's 2. Our app only has 2 parameters at the most for any effect. And then we could have somehow, there's a line here that connects it to the guy in charge. We'll have to write vertical text is the only crappy thing. Or we should have text. That's not a problem. I have a text object that draws vertically. This actually looks pretty cool to me. Compared to this, I like this. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Whether these are symmetrical or face one direction, it can be discussed later. Yeah, and then we can make this stuff in the middle of the sound. It's a weird display. Sound display I'm starting to think of too. Might be kind of cool to do something like a record player that rotates. We don't have to worry about a weird, not so big, something that's not so big. Ends up being short, rectangle. It's a sphere, it always has the same proportions. Anyway, I'm not sure. I have to think about this some more. It's funny how these ideas just pop up when you're in the middle of coding it. It does make things seem a little slower, but that's just part of the process, right? Another cool thing about this kind of slider, I do have a lot more real estate. So these don't have to be so big width-wise. They can take the full length, almost. And I can have tickers, like you do on the side of a graph. I don't know, they could even be here. And you could label them, with a very light gray. I've done that kind of thing before, and it makes it look pretty cool, just having a little ruler. And then at the top of this thing, you write in light red, you know, like whatever the current value is, like 33. It's just pretty well built system for that. I think I'm gonna go with this. Sometimes accidents are for the best. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look bad, but it just doesn't feel as good for my thumb. Interesting. Well, I guess I should just leave this here. I mean, it's already working. I will have to change one thing right now. So let me go ahead and commit that. I was going to revert it later. Let's look, make sure I have anything weird tucked away in my commit. Yeah, draw, right? Yeah, that's all just the init stuff. Git commit -am. Fix game state initialized to not populate entities. Also put belt on bottom. Put effect belt on bottom. Yeah. Right. Let me just look at the code really quick, see what was going on. Why did I get the bottom for that one? Maybe I have to flip the height? I don't know. You know what it is? No, I don't know what it is. I was gonna say it might be that in CG the top is 0, 0. But in the old Mac it used to be the bottom 0 and the top is whatever. No? Shit. It used to be the top was 0, 0. Top left is 0, 0. Top left. Mirrors, camera's not mirrored, so it's weird for me. Yeah. So top left is 0, 0, and the bottom, maybe the bottom is 0, 0 in the CG coordinates. Shit, I don't know. Anyway, here's the CG point. You should be able to find it looking at that. Yeah, anyway, it's at a pretty good location right now. CG built top dot Y. Yeah, there's probably a negative missing somewhere here. So strange that this just works. I have no idea, to be honest. It's a little scary when your coordinate system, there's so many of them, you start to forget. There's 3 coordinate systems: the OpenGL, there's the core graphics, and there's the filter coordinate system. And neither of them are the same. Yeah, anyway, I think it's alright the way it is. Map width divided by 2, yeah, that's fine. I want the top, whatever. I'll deal with it later.